shoot me down soon.
So most of you, if you've been following my Instagram post, should have seen this bike keep appearing. So the goal for me this year is Leadville 100. For those that you aren't familiar with Leadville, it's basically in Colorado. It starts at just over 10,000 feet and you go up to 12,500 feet. And yeah, it's over a 105-mile course. It's been a big goal of mine that I've wanted to do for a long time. So I'm actually doing this for charity. I'm raising funds for the Lifetime charity fund. So I'm really excited, and I've actually built the ultimate bike for the challenge. The goal of Leadville, it's not the most technical in terms of like mountain biking. So you'd have seen over the last few years, athletes like Keegan Swinson, they've been riding like the standard configuration of a drop bar. And obviously that helps with like aerodynamics, and for somebody like me that's not a pure mountain biker, I actually find it a lot easier to give me a bit more control. You know, I'm not trying to set the world alight with like descending. I'm not going to be taking like too many risks, but I find it a lot more comfortable on like my wrists. So for this ultimate build, you know, like obviously we're renowned for doing our own unique custom build. I put this bike together. The frame's from Giant. I'm running a medium frame, and the reason for that was just to shorten the reach, because on a large it would have extended the reach a little bit too much for me. And then I've selected the component. Well, one of the key elements for me was trying to make the bike as light as possible. So if we start with a configuration at the front, got a 8cm Cadex stem with a Pro Aero Vibe aero bar, and then we're running the SRAM red levers. And the great thing about these is you've got much better comfort in terms of like hand position, and then the braking is phenomenal, and also it's got the built-in buttons for the flight attendant fork, which I suppose that does bring us on to the flight attendant. Basically this fork, it's got 3 travel parameters that we've got. You can have it open, where if you're riding downhill, the fork will, yeah, you know, like it'll give you a much more comfortable ride. You've got pedal mode, and then we've got it locked out, so if you climb in, then you can just lock it out, and that just comes at a touch of a button. And obviously if that was to malfunction, you can do it like manually. And then we're running the blippers for under here for like climbing. This brings me on to like the brakes. Then we're running Hope disc brakes. The main thing I selected with these is just like the colour. I thought the blue went with a fork, and ping with the frame like a little bit. And then for the wheels, I'm running the MV Pro 5. One of the best mountain bike wheels out there. And then I've selected the Maxxis 2.4 tyres. I'm just playing around with tyres at the minute. These are low rolling resistance. There's not too much tread pattern on the Aspen tyre, so we'll see how that all goes. It feels really good at the minute. I'm well happy with it. Moving on to the rear, we've got SRAM gearing on this. Got the SRAM power meter. We're running a 1052. I have got a 36 chainring on at the moment. I think for the actual event I'm probably going to need like 34, 52, because you hear like all the stories of people having to walk up power line. My goal is that I want to finish off with being able to walk. We've not been able to walk. I want to climb the thing. So, but who knows how that's going to map out at 10,500 feet. We'll have to see. And then I've selected a 3D printed saddle for this bike. It's the first time I've actually ridden a 3D printed saddle. It's got a carbon rail as well. Really impressed with this. Like the comfort is phenomenal, really. And what I've noticed myself is that it really holds me into place. So, you know, if the terrain's like quite bumpy or you're descending, you've got perfect control, and it pushes you back so you can neutralise your glutes a lot more. So yeah, really impressed. And that's just combined with like an MV seat post, carbon seat post. So it's a really light bike. It's just over 8.5 kilograms. So for a mountain bike, it's phenomenal, really. yeah, so we'll see how the event goes. In terms of crank length and pedals, then I'm running a 170 crank, and we're running a look pedal. The reason that I selected the look pedal, obviously Shimano is really renowned, but it's just got a bigger platform. I was thinking of using clipless pedals, but if I do have to walk or I get a mechanical, then mountain bike shoes are going to be the ultimate setup. The only thing that I have missed is that, yeah, running enduro bearings throughout, so they'll have like the lifetime of the bike, so bottom bracket, headset. I think that'll be just the best setup that I could ask for, really, so we'll see how it goes.